Hello everyone, welcome back to another Minifig Monday. This one is going to be a bit different because this one's not technically a minifig. She's actually a mini doll. However, this is going to be a very special episode because this is General Sweet Mayhem from the LEGO Movie 2 line of sets. And it's still awesome to actually own her. But she's part of the YouTube trifecta in terms of my channel, so I have 3 figures on my channel profile. She is one of them because Sweet Mayhem is my second favorite minifigure of my entire collection. Yes, you heard that right. You wouldn't expect such a girly figure to be one of my favorites. Well, this one's awesome. So let me show a couple figures here really quick. Here I am. This is me. I'm Zenith here, in a Christmas hat, Santa hat, for the holidays, and Boba Fett from The Empire Strikes Back. So these are the 3 characters that make up my YouTube profile. So Boba Fett, me, and Sweet Mayhem. Just wanted to show that off there, just to kind of give you an idea of my channel, of the characters on the channel. And this version is General Mayhem, because she has the helmet on. Now this episode is going to be a bit long, because not all the Minifig Mondays are going to be long like this. Not all. No, just a few of them. But this one's going to be long because she's my second favorite figure of all my minifigs. Because, I don't know, there's just something about her. She's always been one of my favorite characters. And, well, this is going to be a bit long, so you might want to get comfortable. But I swear, not all the Minifig Mondays are going to be long. Just a few of them. So, yeah. So, let's see. This version of her comes from Introducing Queen Whatever Wanabe, 70824. So, one of the smallest sets of the LEGO Movie 2, and actually my first set with her. Actually, this was the first LEGO Movie 2 set I got back in February of this year. And back in February of last year, of course, LEGO Movie 2 came out. And I really wanted to get a lot of sets from it, but I just didn't have the money or the ability to do so. But this year I really went all out and got 10 sets because I wanted a lot of the characters, and of course Sweet Mayhem I wanted the most, because ever since I saw her in the movie, even in the trailer, I wanted her. Just I really like mini dolls. I don't love them, but I really like them. And Sweet Mayhem is definitely the best mini doll ever made. And you'll see why in this video. LEGO made not 1, not 2, but 4 exclusive parts just for her. Like, that's insane. And it's pretty awesome. And I will continue to enjoy her figure for years to come. Yeah, even after the LEGO Movie 2 is forgotten about. But I will never forget it. And it's actually my favorite LEGO movie of all of them. Even the first one, I know, it's a hot take. But this version's awesome. Well, let's talk about her. And something else I'll be mentioning in this, or showing in this video, is her face. So if you don't want to see that, if you want to be spoiled and you haven't seen the LEGO Movie 2 yet, then you should probably not watch this video. Or you can just skip ahead to when I just put her helmet back on, maybe. Or whatever. So, she does have 4 exclusive parts. So, I'll kind of cover those really briefly. We'll get into more detail later. But she does have her helmet, which is an exclusive piece just for General Mayhem. So, it's exclusive just to her character. It's awesome. It's really cool. It's got lots of detail. And the next exclusive piece is her hair piece, which is a very iridescent, very shiny piece. Like a aqua blue kind of piece with the pigtails there. That's another piece, we'll talk about that later. Another exclusive part is her chest armor, her shoulder armor piece, body armor. That is exclusive to her. And her wing parts, which we'll talk about in a minute, those are also exclusive. So she gets 4 exclusive molded parts just for her, which is pretty special. And she's awesome. I love her so much. She's really cool. And if you didn't know, I did repair her recently. So if you want to see that, they're on the channel. And let's discuss this figure. She is a standard mini doll, but instead of being just a standard mini doll, she has a lot more, I guess, she has a lot more accessories to her. She's a lot more impressive than other mini dolls. And I wanted to show a couple figures from the same set, introducing the Queen. Here's Lucy, or Wild Style, or, you know, whichever one you want to call her. That's Lucy Wild Style, whatever you want to call her. There she is on the left here. And on the right is Princess Susan, who is the Queen's assistant. So that's, you also get her in the set. She is a wonderful figure. She's awesome. She's also exclusive to the set, so you can only get her in that one. The set cost about 20 bucks, so yeah. It's really cheap now, so I got it for like 13 bucks, so really cool deal. Anyway, let's discuss her. She's awesome. Let's talk about her accessory. But before we do that, let's kind of give you a 360 of General Mayhem. So she's pretty decked out in detail, man. She's got lots of printing everywhere. And she's got the wings on the back, which we'll talk about that. She's pretty much all white, you know, save for dark pink and some teal and some blue color. She's pretty much all white with a bit of black for her helmet there. And she's awesome. Let's talk about her accessory. She gets one, well, technically two. She does come with this little cylinder piece to put her hair piece on or her helmet on. You can like switch between the two, which is really nice. And she does come with one main accessory. It's her blaster pistol, which is like a futuristic sci-fi gun. It's basically like the same sci-fi blaster piece, with a couple changes. It's like the modern version. And it does have two pieces attached on the end. You've got this 1x1 with a peg on the middle in white. You also got a stud piece in pink. So it's like a blast bolt, I guess, like a blast effect on the back. On the front. Looks really nice. And it looks pretty nice. I really like this little gun. It's kind of simple, but really works. It's kind of a cutesy little build. It looks really nice, I think. Unfortunately, there's nowhere to store it on her. So she just kind of has to hold it, but that's fine. Looks really good, I think. It really stands out as a little weapon compared to other LEGO weapons. But yeah, that's the gun. Looks pretty cool. And that's her only accessory, but it really works for her. Sorry, let me push this down. So you can put that down. And mini dolls, compared to mini figures, don't have too much articulation. They're kind of more limited. So with minifigs, you can move their legs and their arms and their heads, and mini dolls can kind of do that. But let me demonstrate with another Sweet Mayhem I have. So I have another version, so I can show you. The articulation is a little bit more limited here. You can move her arms up and down. It's kind of limited by the body armor. And, oh, sorry about that. Unfortunately, her legs don't really move, you know, forwards and back. They kind of just move like this. So you can kind of just get her to sit down or stand up, and yeah, it's a little bit more limited, but, so her legs, she can kind of just sit down and stand up, so she can't move her legs really, which is kind of a shame. You know, many dolls can't do that. So if I bring in Susan, it's the same thing. So you can't really move her dress really. It's just kind of up, down, up, down. You can move her arms and her head, but yeah, that's really it. Their articulation is a lot more limited compared to many figures, which can really move, but yeah, I don't know why they made the legs like static, but it's cool. I'm fine with it. She does have a lot of detail though. Let's show her from the back, which is awesome. She has the wing pieces, which are exclusive, of course, I told you earlier, and they can move up like this. You know, if you wanted to move them like this, or you can move them in pretty much any direction you want. I mean, they're not really limited here. So you can have that look there. So her wings can move all around, and they can also fold back down if you wanted to. And just have a different look. She does have the other wings, which are molded into the body armor. So they're part of the same piece. So they don't move. These lower ones don't. You can see there's like a glittery kind of, a beautiful kind of color contrast here, where you've got the glittery blue with the silver bits in there, and then you got the white around it. So it looks really good. It looks really good. I really like all these details. The molded details are really wonderful. You got all these, they kind of look like swords, and they've got clips on the end so you can move them up and down. And the body armor piece actually has pegs, so that's what these circle pieces are. They're pegs, so you can put the wings onto it, on top of it. Or you can leave them off, it's up to you. But it looks really nice regardless, and you can, of course, angle these wings. I prefer to have them down, just down like this. I think it looks really good. It's almost like she's wearing a cloak, like some kind of cloak cape or something. Looks really good. But yeah, it's really awesome. These wings are pretty sick, and they're actually called swords, which is kind of interesting. I appreciate that because I like swords. And that's the back of her. It's basically just her armor piece. There's nothing on the back of her torso, so if I take this torso, it's just a plain white. So nothing really too special. Mini dolls, I believe they came out in the year 2009. At least that's what it says on the back. So they're kind of an old figure type, but yeah, this one's definitely the best one. And the body armor is awesome. Something to note is it is a bit loose. So you'll notice it's kind of moving a little bit. That's it's either really good or really bad, but it just moves around. Just something to keep in mind there. And if you're wondering, she does have printing on the front of her chest. I'm not going to take that off, that armor piece. But here's the front of her torso. You can see there's a dark pink stripe. Here, let me get the pointer. And you'll notice 4 letters here, or 2 letters and 2 numbers. That actually is SM21. It's kind of like her call sign, I guess. I asked a designer, I emailed a Lego designer recently about that. And he said that it was SM21. So, I don't know what that is. I don't know what that means. But you can see some more printing here. Kind of minimalist. Got some teal printing on their arms, which is pretty nice. Yeah, that's her torso. And that's just what's under her armor. So nothing too much, but she does have the same SM21 on the side of her armor piece on her shoulder. It's really hard to see, but if you zoom in, you can see it. And it's really cool. I don't know what SM21 means. I assume the letters are Sweet Mayhem, but the 21, I have no idea what that means. But I don't know, something cool to think about, a little secret, I guess. And her legs are pretty nice. They have printing as well. They go all the way around. So, you know, this middle of her legs here, you can see the dark pink and the teal. The teal stops on the front, but then the dark pink wraps around her entire legs, which is really nice. And yeah, her arms are pretty cool as well. You can angle up and angle down. Pretty nice. And in other sets, I think in a couple other sets, they include like some flying pieces for her feet. So it's like her jet boots. I've actually made those myself because I love the figure so much. I might display her with the flying feet. I don't know. Maybe. Probably not. But yeah, it's a cool look. You don't get those in this set. But let's talk about the best part of her, which is her helmet. I mean, look at this thing. It looks fantastic. This is the best part of her. And it's actually triple molded. So you got 3 different layers of plastic here, all put together. So you got the black part, which is her face mask, her face shield. And that's one part. You also got the dark pink, which is another part. And the white, which is the last part. So you got 3 layers of plastic all putting into this one helmet, which looks fabulous. And you can see there's some details on the side. You got the dark pink stripe here at the back. You got the black faceplate, which is very reflective, very similar to Rinsler's helmet from the Ideas Tron Legacy set, which I love as well. So kind of a similarity. You can see there's a little molded detail. You got a little microphone on the side here, and it's not on the other side. It's kind of a cool asymmetrical detail that you might not notice upon first glance. You've also got some dark pink circles on the side. You got some fins on the side as well. And the back is kind of plain, nothing really to see, just white. You may be able to see a little bit of her skin tone, which is a bit of a hint as to who General Mayhem really is. Now this is the point of the video where I'm going to spoil her face. So if you don't want to see that, well, you might want to click away or just stop and, you know, skip ahead. But I'm going to take her helmet off in 3, 2, 1. Oh, it's an anime girl with pink skin? Yeah, it's interesting. But before we look at her head, let's take a look at her helmet up close. So you can see, look at this thing. You might be able to see me in there. But you can see the reflective black, the pink, dark pink stripe looks excellent. You got the pink on the side as well. The white fins, all 3 of those fins look awesome. And her helmet is very reminiscent of her ship, the Systar starship. You got the inside of the helmet, which you can see the dark pink, the black, and the white kind of come together to form the plastic mold here. This thing looks just magnificent. Okay, this thing looks awesome. But that's the helmet. I'm going to set that aside down here. And you remember the hairpiece I mentioned earlier? Well, here it is. I'll kind of show you up close. You can see the iridescent shine that they put on here is awesome. It's very shiny. You might be able to see me, probably. But this is actually a lot more shiny in person. So on camera, it's a little less so. But it's mostly this is a girlish pigtail piece. I believe that this is a brand new piece just to Mayhem. And you can see the molding on the back. It's really good. You got a hole on the top for putting any kind of accessory. And you got a attachment on the underside here. Which looks really good. And yeah, it's pretty nice. And it's really shiny, really shiny. And it's really unique to her. It's only been on her. And you can see now the hair on her head, which looks really good. You can see her face is kind of like a sly, kind of a mischievous looking face. You can see she does have a molded nose. She's got a smile, some eye makeup, eyeshadow. I could be wrong on that. She does have 2 different color eyes. She's got a green one and a pink one. She's really cool. And I love that expression. It's kind of cute, kind of funny. And she does not, if I take her hairpiece off, she does not have an alternate face because many dolls don't have that. So if I bring in Susan, she does not have it either. So the mini dolls, they don't have this because they just have a molded nose. So, it wouldn't really work if they had another face, but, the single face is really good, I think. It looks really nice. And let's put that hairpiece back on. Looks really good on her. And you can it looks really cool, especially at the end of the movie when she's revealed to be, not a villain. Spoilers? Not really. But she's actually not a bad guy. She just looks like one and talks like one. But she's actually just a good guy, good girl, I guess. She's not really bad. She just wants to help people. But that's Sweet Mayhem. You can see the back of her hair. Looks really distinctive. It's really cool. And she just looks fantastic, especially with the helmet on or the helmet off. It still looks awesome. And I can bring in the other Sweet Mayhem I have from the Wild Mayhem Starfighter. It's a different version. This is unique to that set. She's more smiley. But this one is more, mischievous, I guess. But, if you wanted to put the helmet on, you could do that. But let me do something that's also in the set. So they include this little tiny cylinder piece, which if I can get it inside of her hand, there we go. And let me get her helmet and put it on that piece. So that's what they include. So if you wanted to have her helmet off of her, she can hold it in her hand with that little 1x1 piece. But that's Sweet Mayhem. I love her figure, honestly. She's just so unique. And I love that she's like an anime character too. I like that it's really distinctive and really different from, other minifigures, and other mini dolls especially. She's definitely the best mini doll we've ever gotten. Like, you can tell they spent a lot of money making these pieces and stuff. It really, really shows. But that's General Sweet Mayhem. She's awesome. I love her figure so much. It's just unique with the helmet and all the pieces and the face. It just all works. And definitely my favorite figure from the LEGO Movie 2 line. But what do you think about Sweet Mayhem? Do you have her? What do you think about the different pieces? Do you think she's the best mini doll we've ever gotten? Or You know, what do you think? Do you think she's not a good figure? Let me know. Love to have a discussion and debate with you. But I hope you enjoyed this episode. Sorry if it was a bit long, but I wanted to cover everything. And you know, guys know I love to talk about Lego, so that's kind of a, you know, justified thing, I guess. But hope you enjoyed everything. Hope I didn't spoil anything for you if you haven't seen the movie before. But let me know what you think about this figure. I simp for her. But let me know what you thought. And I'd love to see you next time for another Minifig Monday. Again, it's not going to be this long, I promise. But probably the next ones are going to be the Tron figures, maybe. Or somewhere around there, just some other figures. But thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And I hope to see you again next time for another Minifig Monday. Please take care. Have an awesome week. And, everything is awesome. And this song is not going to get stuck in your head. Well, have a good one, guys. Take care. Have a great day.